Good morning.
Welcome to the November 14th General Session of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners. We'll begin this morning's meeting with Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Brown.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. This is National Apprenticeship Week. This morning we have with us Dorsey Hager, the Executive Secretary of the Columbus Central Ohio Building and Construction Trades, Stephen Lipster, the Director of the Electrical Trades Center, and we also have with us Bo Chilton, who's the CEO of Impact Community Action. Gentlemen, if you guys would like to come up. Microphone's over this way. Good morning.
Good morning. You want to go to the mic? That would be terrific.
I'd love for you to... You've never known you to be short of words, Doris.
Well, and I'm going to be short today because I'm going to turn it over to somebody who's much smarter than I and much well spoken on this subject matter. But Steve Lipster is the Electrical Trade Center IBW 683 Training Director. Not going to go through his resume, but obviously he's put thousands of kids on the direct path to the middle class, bringing them through his training center, helping them get through their program and stuff. And on behalf of the building trades, before I turn the mic over to Steve, I just want to thank you guys so much for this proclamation. Apprenticeship is so important. You know, we've talked about it many times in this room, and I know that we've shared a lot of these ideas together. But again, the theme is it puts kids on a direct path to the middle class, tuition free. So I'm going to turn the mic over to Steve.
Thank you.
Morning, Steve.
Thank you, Dorsey, and thank you, President O'Grady. I'm just delighted to be here with you today and share Apprenticeship's story, a short version, of course, which apprenticeship is a unique workforce development model combining on-the-job training under the watchful eye of a master crafts worker and related technical instruction. Provides direct middle-class pathway with no student loan burden. It's really pretty extraordinary. And when you think about from the moment they become apprentices, at least building trades apprentices are earning a decent wage, living wage. They have health insurance as well as paying into a pension program. So it provides a pathway for them to be self-sufficient and actually contributing members of society through their entire life. So an extraordinary thing. And I want to take a moment and recognize the commissioners and the folks in this room who will have a resolution here later. Just extraordinary, the commitment that this county has made toward pre-apprenticeship and providing pathways for those that may not qualify for an apprenticeship into a quality career. It's extraordinary, and at a couple different levels. One, there has never, at least in Ohio, and I'm pretty sure the Midwest, ever been the consortium of apprenticeship providers that we've had come together to pull this off. And I want to thank Dorsey for his leadership on that. It's truly remarkable. And the vision that the county has had, this has been, especially my dear friend Keena Smith, who's been herding cats now for about a month trying to pull this thing together. You've got a lot of disparate groups, apprenticeship providers, you've got local unions, community-based organizations, and for those folks to come together in this effort is truly extraordinary, and we won't let you down, I guarantee you that. So thank you for your opportunity today. I very much appreciate it.
Steve, we know you won't let us down, and we know for the community this is just extraordinarily important for this community that has such a huge income disparity issue. This is a path for the middle class, and we know there's a need for people to come into the workforce to do these jobs that are so critically important and take such great skill. This is a good path to the middle class. And for too long, I think a lot of school districts haven't allowed for kids to even consider anything other than one path, and to really forget about this other path that is not a lesser path. It's just a different path to a great middle class. And I'm so glad we're able to do this with you. And we're not going to let you down either. And this is good for our community.
Steve, I was saying at a meeting at the Electrical Trade Center last week that I was just out in Salt Lake City with the large Urban County Caucus of NACO. I was talking with my colleagues from all over the country, and it's the same conversation in every county in the country. We have, for decades, as Commissioner Brown has said, for decades we've focused on, in schools all over the country, we've focused on college preparatory, and it's been a generational thing where we've imprinted on kids for years that it's, if you don't go to college, it's a failure. It's all about, succeeding is about going off to college, and not every kid is meant for college, and not every kid wants to go to college, and it doesn't mean that that's a bad thing. There are, the trades jobs it's a fantastic career. It's a fantastic way to earn a living. It's a fantastic way to provide for a family and have a phenomenal career. And so we need to change a mindset and make sure that folks understand that you can have a wonderful career and provide for a family and provide for a fantastic life in the trades, and we ought to be changing people's minds and changing people's attitudes about career in the trades, and so this apprenticeship week, pre-apprenticeship program is a fantastic way to be able to do that, and so we appreciate you guys being here today.
Thank you both.
I'll just add to that to build on Commissioner O'Grady's point about different pathways, and being prepared. That's really what the pre-apprenticeship program is all about, is to really work with folks that may have other issues or challenges in terms of accessing apprenticeship program, to prepare them and provide them a pathway. And there's a saying, rising tide lifts all boats, and so this is our effort to sort of raise the tide so everyone can have a bite at the apple and have some success. I had the opportunity to represent all of the commissioners at Tridestone Church the other day, where we had an opportunity for the community to come in and sign up. And I don't know, there had to be, in the time that I was there, had to be 300 or 400 people attend. Is that about right? 300 or 400 people attend that, and it was amazing to see people, and they would stop you and ask questions that were probably barriers to them even seeking a profession, a career in the trades, and so to answer a question and say, well, if this has happened in my life, does that mean I'm not eligible for the program? No, you actually are. Right. And let's talk about some other things. And I got to walk through with Dorsey and Keena and Director Bivens, and just the level of engagement from folks, and it was men, women, black, white, older, younger. It was the entire gamut of the community, and it was just good to see. And again, that's the pre-apprenticeship program, so we can prepare people to be able to do the rigor of the apprenticeship program and make it through successfully. So I think we're off to a great start, and I think it's going to be the very beginning of a long-term relationship. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you all very much, and you've hit the proverbial nail on the head. As a tradesman, I can say that. So one of the things in the last 30 years or so has been this movement from our public educators that everyone's college ready, everybody needs that 4-year degree, and I can understand that to a certain percentage, but you're absolutely correct. It leaves a large sector of those students unexposed to trades like us that can provide a very, very good livelihood for them and their families. And that's frankly why we've had to adopt pre-apprenticeship programs, because shop doesn't exist anymore. Right. Those kind of manual skills, being able to simply read a tape measure, is a skill that is lost on a lot of our youth. So we've had to, as a trades, back up a little bit, create pre-apprenticeship to make sure we can have successful folks in our apprenticeship program. So this is truly the best of both worlds, and we've got a powerful thing going on here, we truly do, and I want to once again thank you for your vision on this. It's enormous.
We want to come up and get a photo. Do you mind if we invite the rest of the folks from the trades up for the photo as well?
I would be honored.
Guys, those of you that are in the trades, come on up. We can get a picture with all of you, including you, Mr. Dorrance. You're close enough. Come on. We need a little diversity.
Can I put you up here?
Of course, you may put
We're
me wherever.
We're gonna be in. We're gonna bring Ken and King and Joy here.
Yeah. As a family member.
Where's budget time?
It's not in the
You're backing out the picture? Yeah.
Don't want a photo bomb.
Yeah.
You see this one editorial?
No.
It's about this.
Yeah.
But, all right. Can we get a motion for the approval of the minutes of the May 24th and September 26th, 2017 administrative session, the October 3rd and October 10th, 2017 general session, and the minutes of the October 5th and October 12th, 2017 briefing session?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
The minutes have been approved.
All right. The drainage engineer.
Resolution number 800-17, resolution approving a ditch maintenance petition for villages at Jefferson Run Phase 4 and 5, Jefferson Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Cornell Robertson, Franklin County Engineer and Franklin County Drainage Engineer. Commissioners, this first resolution is for a subdivision in the northeast part of the county in Jefferson Township, east of Wagner Road and south of Havens Corners Road. The drainage infrastructure has been built and is ready for your acceptance.
I'll move approval of 817.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 800-17 has been adopted.
All right. The engineer.
Resolution number 801-17, approval of the villages at Jefferson Run Phase 4 subdivision plat, Jefferson Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Fritz Crozier. This resolution seeks approval of the plat for the villages at Jefferson Run subdivision. This 5-acre tract is located in Jefferson Township, east of Wagner Road, and the approval of the plat allows the developer to move forward and begin the sale of 24 new lots in the subdivision.
Move for approval of 80117.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 801-17 has been adopted.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Franklin County Data Center.
Resolution number 802-17, resolution authorizing a contract with ProTeam Solutions Incorporated for senior consulting 2 services associated with the Executive Roadmap project in the amount of $136,000.
Good morning. I'm Julie Lust with the Franklin County Data Center. This contract with ProTeam will evaluate the current service offerings by the data center and also the proposed offerings, which will include the benefits, risk, evaluation criteria, and also an implementation plan. The contract was competitively bid by the state of Ohio and will span with deliverables in both 2017 and 18. Pending any questions, we do request your approval of this resolution.
Move approval of 80217.
Second.
Moved and second in voting. Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 802-17 has been adopted.
Thank you.
I'm not sure they're going to have a choice. Job and Family Services.
Resolution number 803-17. Resolution approving a subaward agreement with Impact Community Action for the coordination of the Columbus Central Ohio Construction Trades Council Building Futures Pre-Apprenticeship Program in the amount of $280,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Joy Bivens, Director of Franklin County Job and Family Services. This resolution will approve a subaward agreement with Impact Community Action to coordinate the Columbus Central Ohio Trades Council's Building Futures Pre-Apprenticeship Program. I do want to make mention of a couple of things, the breakdown of the dollars. This is in the amount of $330,000. $200,000 of the dollars will be coming from JFS under the TANF allocation. $80,000 will be coming from PeopleWorks and $50,000 from our general fund. This is a pilot program that we believe that will impact the community in a tremendous way. I was there on Thursday when we had the outreach day, and I just want to share a quick story before I hand it over to our Deputy County Administrator, Keena Smith. I wanted to share a story of a young man. His name was, let's call him Chris. Chris walked up to me and said that he's really interested in being in the trades. However, he had a issue as it relates to reading. And because he had an issue as it relates to reading, he kind of curded through and he finds jobs where it's not a requirement. But he's at a point in his life where he really wants to be in a career, and he believes that the trades is something that he's good at. It gave me no great joy than to hand him over to an organization that could assist him in overcoming that barrier. This opportunity is going to be tremendous for so many people in our community, and I can speak for my customer base right now. We have about 1,200 people that come through our doors on a weekly basis just in one of our buildings. If a small portion of these individuals have an opportunity to go into a middle wage class job, I say let's do it. Thank you to everyone involved. I cannot thank you enough. And Keena Smith, our Deputy County Administrator, will share on the operationalization of the program and talk about more of the intricacies as it relates to how the program is going to be broken down. Thank you, Keena.
Thank you, Director Bivens. Keena Smith, Deputy County Administrator. Good morning, Commissioners. I just want to say thank you to Director Bivens for sharing that story. Thursday night was a very powerful night that we all experienced. I will just share a little story that I happened to experience. There was a lady, we had a separate room for the trades, and there was a lady standing out there with her son, and she kept trying to get him to go in and talk to the trades. And she hung back. And I spoke with her, and I said, hi, how you doing? She said, I'm doing okay. She said, I'm doing better that I'm here tonight with my son. He's had some challenges, but tonight he has hope, which was just made my heart beat fast, right? And I said, you should go in with him and talk with the representatives from the trades. It was a little intimidating for some of the families, but it just really struck me when she said, tonight you gave him hope. So I'm just so supportive of the program, and we're going to do our best to make a success. So a little bit about the operationalization.
Thank you.
Of the program. It's a unique 9-week pilot pre-apprenticeship program. This is aligned with our construction MOU. In the construction MOU, which is signed between the commissioners and the construction trades, there are labor workforce participation goals. Building the pipeline through pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship is something that I think the commissioners and the unions always had in mind as a way to leverage the construction of this new Corrections Facility. It's a unique program. Steve mentioned it a little bit before, maybe Dorsey did, about how it's an all-trades program and unique, at least in the state of Ohio. Together, the team that's been working on it, we've added a couple additional elements that we think can make it more, even more effective, in that it includes a stipend of up to $250 per participant. And it also provides opportunities as they make themselves available for direct entry into various apprentice programs. Plus, we're combining wraparound case management with a professional development, mentoring, coaching element or component, which I think is so important for the audience that we are wanting to reach, that we provide them with the extra support, and that can be very impactful in making sure that they are successful in the program. I think it's important also to mention that the pilot is going to be followed by an evaluation period. We're going to measure program success, gaps, opportunities for sustainability in both the programming and the funding. We'll be seeking some grant funding. We have been doing research and know that there may be some federal dollars out there that we may be able to use for the program. So. Lastly, I would just want to thank everybody. Steve mentioned it before. Thank you to the construction trades and Steve and Dorsey. They've been amazing. Andy is here with us today as well. Internally, we've had such an amazing collaboration between JFS, Director Bivens and her team, Arthur, Amy, and others, as well as Economic Development has played a part with Mr. Schimmer and Michael Salvador. We got a pitch in from Child Support Enforcement with Susan Brown and her staff. So it's really been a deeply collaborative model to include Impact and the Workforce Development Board of Central Ohio as well. And I will end by saying we have received about 65 applications here showing interest in this pilot program. I'll take any questions you have. Also, I do believe we have a couple of speakers as well. We have Bo Chilton from Impact, and if we can invite him up to say a few words.
Oh, I'd love to. Come on up, Bo.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you. To the commissioners and to the administrators, thank you for allowing us to be here. We appreciate your support. Impact Community Action has a mission to reduce poverty by providing hope-inspiring help and real opportunities for self-sufficiency. I say that because we talked about the hope. Oftentimes we have people who are coming through our doors who have been facing the trials and tribulations of life, and so their spirit has been broken. And so we seek to provide the kind of help that's going to inspire them, and we want those opportunities to be real. I hear often that, hey, listen, I don't need another program, I don't need another service, I need a job. Right. But sometimes to get that job and keep that job, there's some supportive services that we need to provide. There's some skills that we need to develop, and this program is going to allow for that. I really thank our partners with the unions. I don't know if this has already been said, but this is an unprecedented collaboration between all trades, and now with us coming together to provide those wraparound services, we believe that this will be very successful and help on the pathway for people to become self-sufficient.
You know, I was up in Cleveland last week visiting family, and I was talking to my mom about this program, and we were talking with one of her dearest, oldest friends who has a son who used to work doing some construction but really didn't have any skill or training. And my mom was listening to me talking about what the event was on Thursday that I was missing, and she said, boy, that would have been so helpful for this guy. And I wish there would have been or would be something in the Cleveland area for him that's, you know, with the services. And I was explaining to her that these wraparound services were so critically important to get somebody on the path to self-sufficiency while they're seeking the training that they need. And she at first didn't understand it, but then got it. And then it made so much sense to her that somebody who hadn't been able to be working for quite a while, or maybe ever, needed those services to make sure that they got the transportation they needed, help with child care, whatever it was. She finally understood, and it made so much sense to her that we would be doing this. I say that to say, you know, what we're doing is just so very important, and to be able to explain it, and I'm so glad we're able to use the funding sources we are, especially PeopleWorks funding was designed to get people into jobs, and to be able to do the wraparound services is critically important. So thank all of you for coming together, because it does make so much sense.
Thank you, Commissioner.
I'll just add that, you know, they say that the best social service is a good paying job. And, you know, I think really that's what we're talking about, is providing families with their own pathway to sustainability and to prosperity. And the work, I mean, I can't think of a better organization than Impact to be a part of this collaboration. I mean, when we look back a year from now, I really hope that what we're looking at is something that we've built that really, you guys use the word hope, that provides families with the hope, but more so the pathway to achieving that dream that they're seeking. And so thank you for all you represent work. We're going to hold you very accountable for all of this. As we are the director and deputy administrator, we're watching, and this is a big investment, but it's an important investment, and it'll have a lot of meaning in the end. So thank you so much for what you're doing.
Absolutely. I move approval of 80317.
Second.
Moved and second in voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 803-17 has been adopted.
Thanks, guys.
Resolution number 804-17, resolution approving a subaward agreement with Action for Children for quality early learning services in the amount of $160,215.50.
Commissioner, this resolution would continue our contractual relationship as the Action for Children, our resource and referral agency for families searching for quality early learning programs eligible for publicly funded child care. This work is all the more important as we are prepared for the state's 2020 Step Up to Quality mandate, which will require providers to maintain at least 1-star rating to continue participating in the publicly funded child care program. If the rules went into effect today, approximately 28,000 children would no longer be able to be cared for by their current providers. Under the terms of the agreement, Action for Children will continue to maintain and update its database of all early learning programs and openings across the county. They will also provide pre-screening linked up to 500 families with high-quality early childhood education programs and provide information referrals approximately for 200 Ohio Workforce Cash Assistance customers. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval of this resolution.
Move approval of 80417.
Second.
Moved and second in voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 804-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 805-17, resolution approving a subaward agreement with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Ohio for youth mentoring programs in the amount of $245,000.
Commissioners, as you all know, the importance of having a mentor, the impact that a mentor has in a young person's life. The Big Brothers Big Sisters matches caring adults mentors with at-risk children who may be struggling academically or in need of an adult guidance, role models, or friendship. Adult volunteers are recruited, pre-screened, and matched with youth mentees. I wanted to share a little data of the 419 youth that participated in the county-funded community and school-based programs last year. 94% reported an improvement in at least one youth outcome survey category, and 73% improved in at least two categories, exceeding the program goals. I must mention this because if I don't, I was told that my staffer will come up here and tackle me and snatch the microphone. Currently, right now at Job and Family Services, we have about 56 employees who signed up with Big Brothers Big Sisters to be mentors.
Wow.
Pending any questions, we will ask for your approval of this resolution.
That's terrific. I will move approval of 80517.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 805-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 806-17, resolution approving a subaward agreement with the Center for Healthy Families for teen parenting and pregnancy prevention services in the amount of $325,000.
We're almost there, Commissioners. I have a couple of more, and then I will get out of your way. We know that parents and caretakers are their child's first and often most important teacher. Spark, or Supporting Partnerships to Ensure Ready Kids, is a family-focused intervention program that is designated to equip families with the knowledge and skills to ensure their children are ready to enter and thrive into kindergarten. Under this home visitation model, professional parent partners conduct monthly lessons with families, helping to evaluate children's early learning in reading, language, social skills, while also educating parents on techniques to foster positive learning and development. Just to share a little data, under the terms of the contract, Action for Children, the Homeless Families Foundation, which subcontracts with YMCA of Central Ohio, will target approximately 340 TANF-eligible 3- and 4-year-old children and their families across Franklin County, with a special focus on youth in Linden and Whitehall. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval of this resolution.
Joy, this is 80717. I'll move approval of that. We need to do 80617, the teen pregnancy one, though, too. But that one you did was 80717. I'll move for approval.
Second.
You skipped.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, Center for Healthy Families.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Yep.
You were in too big a hurry.
I figured it out.
Yeah.
So I'll move approval 80717.
Okay.
Second.
And what I will do, Commissioners, for the sake of the camera, I'll just, I'll go over 80717, which is the Center for Healthy Families, correct?
No, it's 806.
806.
But that's okay. We'll just do them out of order, but we need to vote on
Okay.
80717.
Okay.
We've moved and seconded it.
Okay.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 807-17 has been adopted.
Okay. 80617. We need to do.
80617, that is the Center for Healthy Families, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is the one that you adopted. The Center for Healthy Families has provided coaching and support for more than 850 teen families in Franklin County. And again, just to share some data, over the last contract, Center for Healthy Families reported that 94% of the teens in the program gave birth to healthy families. Furthermore, 72% of teen parents in the program graduated, which is over 30 points higher than the national average, and 96 participants delayed a pregnancy. And I want to make mention just real quick that this work, I believe, complements the Celebrate One work that you all are great partners in with the city. And with these numbers, it shows that what Center for Healthy Families is doing is working.
I'll move approval of 80617.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 806-17 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Economic Development and Planning.
Resolution number 808-17, review a petition to annex .501 acres from Jackson Township to the City of Grove City, case number ANX-22-17.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jenny Snapp, Economic Development and Planning. This resolution is to consider an expedited Type 2 annexation of .501 acres from Jackson Township to the City of Grove City. The area to be annexed includes property located at 4047 Casa Boulevard, that's south of Casa Boulevard, east of Harrisburg Pike, west of Hahn, and north of Orders. Petition was filed by agent and attorney Casey Wall on behalf of the property owner Cindy Harrison. 18% of the site's perimeter is contiguous with Grove City, and the city passed resolution number CR-42-17 on October 16, 2017, indicating the services that will be provided once the annexation is approved, and also a statement regarding incompatible land uses and a zoning buffer. Petition meets all statutory requirements outlined in Section 709.02 of the Ohio Revised Code, 709.021 of the Ohio Revised Code, and pending any questions, we request your approval.
I'll move approval of 80817.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 808-17 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Child Support Enforcement.
Resolution number 809-17, resolution authorizing a consulting contract with Herzog and Associates LLC for professional consulting services in the amount of $47,175.
Good morning, Commissioners. Lori Torriero on behalf of your Child Support Enforcement Agency. This is an annual contract with Herzog and Associates. They have designed and now maintain a lot of our databases using Access as the primary program. We use these programs to drive work to the staff as well as generate documents using data that comes from our support enforcement tracking system. He's designed and now maintains all of the tables that are necessary, and we also do a fair amount of productivity tracking through those systems. Pending any questions, I'd request your approval.
Move approval of 80917.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 809-17 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 810-17, resolution authorizing the use of a portion of the proceeds of bonds or bond anticipation notes of the county in the estimated principal amount of not to exceed $7 million to be issued for the purpose of modernizing and upgrading the elevators in the office tower and to reimburse the county's general fund for monies advanced for such purpose.
Good morning, Commissioners. Zach Telerik with the Office of Management and Budget. This resolution will provide financial flexibility to the county related to the elevator modernization project. That's the next resolution on the agenda that Public Facilities Management will be discussing. This resolution was required by IRS regulations so that any monies provided from the general fund could be reimbursed from any bond proceeds if the county elects to issue debt for this project. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
I'll move approval of 81017.
Just process. So, or do you know if? So this is what you're doing is you're saying if we want to give the flexibility that if we issue bonds, we can use bond money. We can incorporate this into that purchase.
Correct. And then any expenditures that we'd make before the issuance of bonds, you could use the proceeds to reimburse the general fund to replenish the cash reserves.
Got you. So do you know, would the bonds be competitively bid, or is it already out of a bond fund, or what are you?
Nothing has been decided yet, Commissioner. This just will provide some flexibility. We've done this in the past with a couple of projects where we have issued bonds. There was a similar one, I think, back in 2013 with the 800 megahertz upgrade, about an $8 million project. We had presented this to commissioners to give us the flexibility, ended up using cash for the project and did not issue bonds. So this doesn't commit us to issuing the bonds. It just allows us that flexibility for any expenditures made this year, next year, up to 3 years after the original expenditures are paid, that if the county elects to issue bonds, the county could reimburse the general fund for those expenditures.
Sure. What I was getting at, quite honestly, was if they're competitively bid, my firm could bid on those, and I was trying to know that if they were competitively bid, I didn't want my firm to bid on them, and I had voted on this. So that was really what I was getting at. So to know if it's negotiated, it's not an issue, but if it's competitive, that's in the market, and it could be. So I don't know. If we don't know,
there would have to be a separate resolution authorizing the issuance of bonds moving forward, which I think would be the one.
So I don't need to abstain then, to our legal counsel. There would be no reason to abstain.
Yeah, I don't believe so on this resolution.
Okay. Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 810-17 has been adopted.
Public Facilities Management.
Resolution number 811-17, resolution authorizing a purchase order for Otis Elevator Company.
Good morning, Commissioners. Darla Reardon, Interim Director, Public Facilities Management. This resolution authorizes a purchase order to Otis Elevator Company to complete the first steps required to modernize the elevators in this building. The elevators are original to this building and at the end of their life cycle. The PO we are asking for today will allow for the preparation of the drawings, approvals, and engineering, the first step in the overall project. The total project will be phased over a 3-year period to minimize service disruption for our building residents and visitors and is estimated to cost approximately $7 million. Pending any questions, we request your approval of this action.
I will move approval of Resolution 81117.
I'm sorry, just want to make sure. So again, with these, are these going to be, does this tell us if these are going to be competitive, the bands, or how do we actually issue the notes?
Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. Initially, we will start this project with general fund dollars being used as the proceeds. That's why we needed to pass the prior resolution to give us the flexibility that if it's in the county's best interest due to market conditions and based upon our cash position, we'll have the flexibility to use fund proceeds and reimburse us for the amount of general fund dollars that are used to advance this project over the 3-year plan schedule.
Yeah, to our legal counsel, I think I should abstain on this one, because if we do go out and they're competitively bid, my firm could bid on these bonds, and I wouldn't, or notes, and so I just wouldn't want to have, the other resolution I can see the difference, but this one, we're actually authorizing the issuance, the ability for the bonds to be issued, right? Or for the notes to be issued.
This is just the initial purchase order.
This is to approve the encumbrance to be able to move forward with contracting with Otis Elevator to begin the project.
Oh, what number is this? Which number is this?
This one's 811.
811.
If we're going to abstain, you probably should have abstained on 810.
Well, that's what I was asking. Yeah, that's what I was asking. I was confused now. Okay. That's why I was asking that last question, and I thought maybe I read it wrong.
No,
And you advised me that we didn't have to abstain.
I think the logic related to 81017 was appropriate. So that it's a notice of intent. It's not the authorization to go ahead and actually market the bond or enter into negotiated sale.
Okay. You all heard it. You heard him say it, right? All right. You heard him say it, for our legal counsel. All right, second.
Went on record twice.
I just want him to go on record again and say that.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 811-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 812-17, resolution authorizing the county administrator to execute an agreement with LCP Tracker.
Good morning, Commissioners. Chris Long, Deputy Administrator. As you know, we're in the process of building and constructing a new corrections facility, and similar to the conversation earlier today in regard to the Memorandum of Understanding with the Board and the trades, one of the aspects of that Memorandum of Understanding is the workforce participation plan, which has good faith efforts put forward for 50% of employees to be local residents and 20% of the 50% to be local, low-income, and underrepresented residents. And the only way to track that is to have good and accurate data. So as we looked at other successful projects both locally and around the state and country, one of the software option companies is LCP Tracker, which has been utilized across the board that does both compliance management, certified payroll, and workforce reporting. And therefore, this resolution would authorize being able to enter into an agreement with LCP Tracker to provide that reporting both to the construction inclusion team and to the commissioners for an ongoing basis of tracking that workforce participation. The contractors would be utilizing LCP Tracker on the project at no cost to them, because we want to remove barriers for the contractors involved in this project, and then we would be able to present that information on an ongoing process moving forward. Pending any questions, recommend your approval.
I think this is a really good idea to get, so we have accurate data, and I hope we can use it throughout any other work we do. I think it would make sense.
We agree, Commissioner.
I'll move approval of 81217.
Second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 812-17 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Purchasing Department.
Resolution number 813-17, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $1,131,133.55.
Good morning, Commissioners. Carl Cusper, representing the Purchasing Department. The resolution before you requests for approval of 100 purchase orders. These purchase orders have been pre-certified as availably funded by the county auditor. Pending any questions, I recommend their approval.
I will move approval of 813-17.
Second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 813-17 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 814-17, resolution authorizing the support of the county's small and emerging business enterprise inclusion program and workforce labor initiatives.
Good morning, Commissioners. Marlise Wicker, your Franklin County Small Emerging Business Coordinator. This resolution will support the goals of the Small Emerging Business Enterprise Inclusion and Workforce Labor Participation Initiative programs for the construction of the Correction Center. As you know, we have a labor participation goal of 50% Franklin County labor, and 20% of the 50% will be underrepresented and low-income residents. We also have a 12% aspirational SEBE contractor goal. As the project gets underway, we have had 2 contractor outreach programs already this year with over 125 in attendance. This past Thursday was our first workforce outreach. It was held in the Milo Grogan neighborhood, and we had over 100 job seekers interested in working in the construction trade in attendance to learn more about pathways that lead to apprenticeships and one of the 9 construction union trades that were present at the event. This resolution will facilitate our ability to host community outreach events in diverse neighborhoods throughout Franklin County to raise awareness about how to participate on the project, and it gives authorization to County Administrator to sign off on any future agreements associated with this event. Pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
I'll move approval of 814-17.
Second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 814-17 has been adopted.
I do want to just say great job on the convening at Tristone in Milo Grogan. It was just really well put together, well done. I know everyone worked hard on it, and this is, even in this resolution, this has been a lot of work. Deputy Administrator Smith has done an outstanding job in being the convener and leader of this. This is really good work that's going to produce really good results. So thank you so much for your work.
Thank you.
Great stuff.
Resolution number 815-17, resolution authorizing communication, review, and submission of material to the Ohio Department of Corrections Bureau of Adult Detention for purposes of ongoing compliance with BAD requirements for the new construction center.
Good morning, Commissioners. Chris Long, Deputy Administrator. Again, as you know, we're in the process of constructing the new correction center, and the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Correction, through the Bureau of Adult Detention, BAD. I'm sure they spent quite a bit of time working on that acronym. BAD promotes safe and secure and humane jails through assisting local officials with the minimum standards for jails in Ohio. And throughout this process, in the planning and throughout the construction process, there will be a series of materials that will need to be submitted to the Department of Rehabilitation and Correction, and this resolution will authorize the County Administrator to submit such materials along the way. So pending any questions, we would recommend your approval.
And they couldn't come up with a better name.
I think they probably thought they came up with a
acronym of
fantastic
BAD.
name, Commissioner.
I'll move approval of 815-17.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce, Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 815-17 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Antoine, do we have any journalizations?
There are none today.
All right, that ends our session for November 14th. We will see everybody next week. Commissioners rezoning will be in this room momentarily as soon as everybody gets set up. So we'll see everybody back here shortly.